Hi everyone. We are currently busy with Numbers 1, Exercise 2, where we are trying to find the highest common factor and the lowest common multiple of higher end numbers using prime factor decomposition. In this exercise, I'm going to work through exercise 2, number 2, and I'm going to do number B, D, and C. So just for this exercise, I'm going to ignore these questions. These will be done in two separate following videos. Right, so for number B, we've got two numbers. We've got number 14 and we've got numbers 21. To find the lowest common multiple, as this question asks, we need to find the factor decomposition of those, the prime factor decomposition. So we're going to break them up into two smaller pieces, and 2 times 7 will give me 14. In this instance, 2 is a prime number and 7 is a prime number. So we can say that the prime factor decomposition for 14 is 2 times 7. We do exactly the same for 21 and break it up into two smaller pieces. So we've got 3 times 7 equals 21. And again, both 3 and 7 are prime numbers. So the prime number decomposition for 21 is 3 times 7. Right, then we need to draw a little Venn diagram where 14 is represented by this circle and 21 by this circle. Now, first of all, we need to see what factors are common in both of these sets. And there's only one number 7 there and a number 7 there. So the number 7 goes in the middle. Please note that it's only one number 7 because they are shared between the both of them. So in the circle of 14, if we close this circle, there's only one 7. And if we close the circle for 14 and look at the circle of 21, there's only one 7. Right, then what is left is the number 2. And what is left on 21 is the number 3. Now, if we were asked to do the highest common factor, which we are not, but we would look at the intersection. So the highest common factor of 14 and 21 would be 7. But in this question, they ask us for the lowest common multiple. And the lowest common multiple is this part of the circle, 2, times the intersection, 7, times what is left at 21. And 2 times 7 times 3 is equal to 42. So your answer, the lowest common multiple of 14 and 21, is 42. Okay, now we move on to letter B. I see there's two B's, but now we're working with numbers 45 and 60. Okay, so again, we break up number 45 into two smaller pieces. Now you can decide how you want to do this. I am going to say 5 times 9 gives me 45. So 5 is a prime number. So I'm going to have to break up 9 further. 9 divided into two pieces of 3 times 3, where both 3 and 9 is a prime number. So I can write 45 is equal to 3 times 3 times 5. And for 60, I do the same, breaking them up into two smaller pieces. I'm going to break them up into 6 and 10. I'm going to break up 6 into 2 and 3. And 2 is a prime number and 3 is a prime number. I'm going to break up 10 into 2 times 5. And 2 and 5 are both prime numbers. So the prime factor decomposition for 60 is 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. I draw my Venn diagram where this is 45. Let me just make that circle a little bit clearer. And this one is 60. I'm going to have a look at what is shared. There's a 3 on this side and a 3 on this side, so there's going to be a 3 in the middle. There's a 5 on this side and a 5 on this side, so there's going to be a 5 in the middle. What is left on 45 is a 3. And what is left of the 60 are two 2's, so 2 and 2. Now again, if we were asked to do the highest common factor, we would only look at the intersection. So the highest common factor would be 3 times 5, which is 15. But in this instance, they only want the lowest common multiple. And then we are going to say 3 times 3 times 5 times 2 times 2. And we can input that on our calculator. So 3 times 3 times 5 times 2 times 2 will give me 180. So the lowest common multiple of 45 and 60 is 180. Okay, for the last example in this video, we're going to work with numbers 27 and number 45, and we are going to break this one up. 27 is 3 times 9. 3 is a prime number, but 9 is not. So 9 can still further be divided into 3 and 3 times 3, and both of them are prime numbers. So the prime number decomposition of 27 is 3 times 3 times 3. Then in 45 we break it up into 5 times 9. 5 is a prime number, 9 is not, so we can break it up further into 3 times 3, both prime numbers. So the prime number decomposition of 45 is 3 times 3 times 5. Now we draw our Venn diagram. Okay, we do this as 27, this circle is 45. What is shared? There's 2 3s here and 2 3s there, so we write 2 3s in the section that they share, in the intersection, right? Then what is left over on the 27 side is a 3 and a 5 on that side. We can easily see the highest common factor is 3 times 3 is 9, but in this example they want the lowest common multiple. So we are going to say 3 times 3 times 3, it's 3 times 3 times 3 times 5, and if we put that in our calculator, we get to the answer of 135. So our answer there is 135. Please go to the next video to see the rest of this exercise.